Talks between Canada and Turkey on export controls have been unfrozen following a NATO decision. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau met prior to a NATO leaders summit in Vilnius, Lithuania on July 11, 2023. Ankara's approval of Sweden's NATO membership played a role in Canada's decision to reopen talks on lifting export controls, according to a source familiar with the matter. President Erdogan's surprising endorsement of Sweden's membership bid ended over a year of opposition, even from his supporters who had demanded action against Ankara-deemed terrorist groups. The United States announced its intention to proceed with the transfer of F-16 fighter jets in consultation with Congress after Erdogan's decision and the NATO summit in Vilnius. Canada, as a NATO member, agreed to re-engage in discussions regarding the lifting of export controls on drone parts and optical equipment, which is potentially significant for Turkey's defense industry. The export of some drone technology from Canada to Turkey was suspended in 2020 due to concerns about its use in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's office stated that the export controls imposed on Turkey remain in place for important reasons. The topic of Sweden's accession to NATO was discussed between Prime Minister Trudeau and President Erdogan during their meeting in Vilnius. Canada maintains its commitment to unrestricted defense trade and investments among NATO allies. Turkey requested that the discussions on Canada's export controls be included in the final talks about the F-16s, which were already underway with the United States. Canada agreed to reopen talks on export controls with Turkey on the condition that Turkey supports Sweden's NATO membership at the Vilnius summit. Canada outlined its position to Turkey on the rules governing the use of exported technologies during the NATO summit, awaiting a response from Turkey. A Turkish Defense Ministry official stated that progress had been made on the issue of export restrictions between NATO allies at the Vilnius summit. Erdogan expects all NATO allies to lift sanctions and restrictions on Turkey's defense industry. Erdogan expressed optimism about the sale of F-16 fighter jets after his meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden, stating that Turkey had requested a significant purchase. Turkey's objections had hindered Sweden and Finland's NATO membership due to demands for action against the PKK, which is considered a terrorist group. Erdogan will submit Sweden's ratification to the Turkish parliament in October, expecting Stockholm to provide a roadmap for necessary steps before approval. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe.